Lee, are you really wearing sandals like a frat boy? Are you? Hey guys, welcome back to On3. I've been away for a couple months, and you're probably wondering where I've been. I can tell you that you may or may not see me on TV in the near future, and that's about it. So, it's good to be back. While I was gone, one of my videos that I posted months ago, maybe 4-5 months ago, something like that, natural shelter and primitive fire. While I was gone, it exploded. It's got over 300,000 views, and it just blew up. And there were comments out the wazoo, and most of the comments were kind of all the same. They all kind of fell into three main categories, and I figured instead of trying to respond to all of them, I would just answer them in a video. Emilio writes, "You should have brought a $1 lighter to save you the trouble. You just don't get it, do you, Emilio? Friction fire is a very difficult, challenging thing that not everybody can do. Not everybody possesses the skill to be able to do that. And to me, being able to do a hand drill fire is something that gives me a ton of confidence in the woods that if you make a comment like that, I'm guessing that you don't have." Chairman Killoran, I think I'm saying that right, matches. "You will be 90 by the time you light the fire. Also, get a good pair of shoes." Actually, exclamation points. "Also, get a good pair of shoes." First of all, I was 35 when I started shooting the video, when I started making the fire, and I was 35 when I ended. And what's the deal with the shoes? Everybody had a problem with me wearing sandals. You can wear whatever shoes you want into the woods. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. If I want to wear sandals, I'm gonna wear sandals. Everybody's so freaked out about that, like I'm gonna stub my toe or something. I don't know, ridiculous. Gregory Rains, "Should make a bow drill." Yes, a bow drill is an easier way because of the mechanical advantage. However, the bow drill requires a couple things that are difficult to find. First thing that's really difficult to find is the cordage. If you have cordage, like paracord, then you're in business. You can go to town. If you don't have paracord, you're at the limits of the materials you can find in nature to make the cordage. And if you've ever tried to do a very primitive bow drill fire with natural cordage that you've made, you would know how difficult that is. And it's not always possible. It depends on the area that you live. If you can find really, really strong cordage, I've used yucca before that's been strong enough to get it done. But if you don't have that, you're gonna have a really hard time. Patricia Nunez, "I can't stand to watch you blister your hands like that. If you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough," I think is how the expression goes. Yeah, I did get some blisters on my hands and roughed them up a bit, but I lived. I'll be okay, I promise. Thanks for your concern, Patricia. Jeff Sokol says, "This was hilarious. ... Like all of it? Like just part of it?" I don't know where you're going with that. Stephen Jennings writes, "Do you ever think about wearing better shoes?" Back to the sandals thing. What is the deal? Yeah, I've thought about wearing different shoes, but that day I happened to be wearing sandals, so that's what I wore when I made the video. Huge populations of the planet wear sandals every day of their lives. I don't know what the big deal is. I tell you what, next time I go into the woods, I'm gonna wear steel-toed, snake-proof, chest-high waders. Summit Mukherjee. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. It's a difficult one. "You better go for primary school teaching." You better go for primary school teaching. I don't know what that means. Does that mean that I should go back to primary school? Or does that mean I should be teaching primary school? I'm not sure if I should be offended or just say thanks. So I'm gonna say thank you. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. Mark Count, "In the beginning, I thought you are an experienced guy. The way you spoke of digging a ditch under your bed seems to be an experienced guy. But when I saw the kind of shoes you wore," back to the sandals, Sandals are extremely dangerous. And the way you make fire, the way you screamed like a kid after making fire. Did I scream after making the fire? I don't think so. I am totally upset. And you are just a beginner in bushcraft. Forgive me for my straightforward comment, as it's from the heart. I tell you what, Mark, when you come up with a video making a primitive shelter and fire that's better than mine, I will forgive you. But until then, no. Lee, are you really wearing sandals like a frat boy? Are you really wearing sandals like a frat boy? That is hilarious, and I'm going to start using that one. But yes, I was wearing sandals like a frat boy. Kyle says, that shelter won't be watertight, my dude. Not at all. No, it's not watertight. Kyle, I apologize for that. Any primitive shelter that you're going to build out of natural materials is not going to be watertight unless you've got tons and tons and tons of material on there. Is it going to be water resistant? Yes. Is it going to keep you out of the elements a little bit more than what it would be if you were just laying out in the open? Of course. Would you be happy to have that shelter if it was pouring down rain and 40 degrees outside? Absolutely. I tell you what, Kyle, we'll do a test. You can lay outside of that shelter that I built, and I'll lay inside of it, and we'll see who comes out better in the morning. Carl says, just wondering, did you think about where you were building could turn into a waterfall in heavy rain? Lots of comments about that. I built a trench underneath my bed because I wasn't worried about it, but I thought just in case any water should trickle down beside those rocks, I would want a place for that water to flow without getting me wet. So I thought about that. I addressed that in the video. It poured down the rain the night before, and there was absolutely zero evidence of there being any flowing water in that area. And that's one of the reasons why I chose that spot. But, yeah, but I took precautions just in case anyway. So, no, I did think about it, but I wasn't worried about it. You're so cute, from the Philippines. Thanks, Edgar. Spring Lamb says, ticks, spiders, and snakes in the rocks? Lots of comments about spiders and snakes and stuff in the rocks. I've been in the woods my entire life, and I'm not afraid of snakes and spiders and stuff like that. I have a healthy respect for snakes, and I always look before I leap kind of deal. I don't put my hand in dark places that I can't see, and when I walk through the woods and I move through the woods, I'm always scanning. It's just like a instinctual thing that I've done my entire life. And if you've spent a lot of time in the woods, you do the same thing. You're always looking for them. You're not consciously looking for them, but you're always aware of the possibility of them being there. I'm not concerned about it. I'm not worried about it. I checked the area. I looked in the rocks and looked around for snakes and things like that before I started building my shelter. But no, I'm not worried. If you're really, really worried about snakes and spiders and stuff, just stay inside. All right, guys. Well, it's really good to be back. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.